both, and welcome to another game of the Asian Gaming League. We've got ourselves a best of one once again. This is the game that will be deciding which one of these two teams is going to be going up against MUFC. Because MUFC is in the losers bracket finals already. They're waiting for their game to happen, and then the winner of that matchup will be going up against Orange in the best out of 3 grand finals. And we are going to be seeing Fishballl, which we have seen before together, before today already. They got dropped down to the losers bracket by Orange. iNv'GiGaByte got dropped down to the losers bracket by MUFC. And we're going to be seeing which one of these two is going to be moving on. Because that's going to be the case. It's a best out of 1. You only have one shot. You only have one chance to be the best. Well, not to be the best, because the grand finals has actually best out of 3. But you only have one chance to make it to the losers bracket finals. That's what these teams are fighting for. We're going to have a Tinker ban out, with the Lone Druid ban out on the side of Fishballl. And so far,
10 seconds remaining.
I guess we've seen basically every single ban already. We have seen
5 seconds remaining.
We have seen the Nyx and the Bat, 2 heroes that, for example, well, also I think also in the Asian scene, but also in the European scene, are normally just perma-banned. But we've seen teams win with them and lose with them, with both on the sides. Though I have to say, it mostly came down to the skill of the players rather than the heroes for a lot of the games that we've seen today. And we have an OD getting banned out. These two teams, by the way, should be fairly evenly matched. Both have slain the Malaysian All-Star team. And both got dropped down to a big name that is in this tournament. And I think we're going to see a fairly even game for this one as well. And I kind of can't guess, like, we've seen both of these teams before. But I can't really decide on who I think is going to be the better team here.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And yeah, for people watching, I know that in 15 minutes you might be leaving me. Because then it's going to be IG versus Zenith. You can open 2 tabs, by the way, in your browser and then watch both. But there's no way that this event is going to be pausing for another game. It's just not done. We're going to be seeing, though, which one of you is going to stick around. We're going to continue to be diehards like me. I've been casting since 4:30 AM.
Dire team pick.
1300. Yeah, I was casting for 11 hours. It's okay. It's cool. Actually, no, I can't count. That's not 11. What am I saying? I can't count. Oh, crap. I guess that is 10. 10? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Betrider banned out. So Nyx Assassin still in the pool. iNv'GiGaByte can pick that up if they want to. We just saw them winning with that one, so they might want to pick it up again. But they pick up a lifestealer instead. We've seen on basically every single game, be that in the banning stage or be that in the pick stage. And we're gonna see it again on the side of iNv'GiGaByte. iNv'GiGaByte, though, they're gonna probably be up against the Nyx Assassin, and they could also be already expecting maybe something that can shut down the lifestealer. They actually Fishballl goes for the Shadow Demon. Goes for the Shadow Demon instead. I mean, Phantom Lance, a PL combination is still there.
10 seconds remaining.
If anybody wants to take it, but I don't think for now that they are gonna
5 seconds
take
remaining.
it.
Behold the horn of Magnus.
And they're gonna go for Magnus. So I said they can pick up something that will hold the lifestealer in place. Magnus is definitely one of those. The RP will of course go through the rage, through BKBs and everything. So Magnus can do that. The question is, what are they going to pick up that does enough damage to take down the lifestealer before he turns around to the Magnus and eats him up?
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
There we go. Nyx Assassin.
Reserve time.
Well, we were expecting an Nyx Assassin pickup. I'm quite surprised that Fishballl didn't want to have it for themselves, though. But I guess they realized what they were doing when they picked up the Magnus and the Shadow Demon. Still 2 very safe heroes. As in, safe choices. Shadow Demon being a safe hero on itself, Magnus is going to be a bit more aggressive. But you can't really go wrong with a Magnus or a Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon is considered to be one of the stronger laning heroes with the disruption to either save or position people. And of course Magnus with his RP. There's nothing that comes close to that one. And there goes the puck.
Shadow Fiend.
Ooh, that's the first time we're gonna see Shadow Fiend today. Shadow Fiend up against puck. It's gonna be quite interesting. Puck and of course phase shift out of races and everything. In theory, it should be a very even lane, as in terms of nobody is gonna die. But later on in the game, Shadow Fiend, if he gets a good start, that will be something that we'll be having to deal with. And of course, Shadow Fiend, he doesn't really care about races, he just hits hard. And that's all that he wants to do. So Lifestealer has to be careful about that. Even in the rage, he's not safe. Not safe from the Shadow Fiend. We'll be safe for the raises, but not for the right clicks that are gonna be painful. We're gonna be seeing some heroes getting banned now. There's a Leshrac first, a hero that combines up very well with the Shadow Demon, and considering they apparently do not want to play it because they've already got the Nyx Assassin as their support, even though I would like to see another support picked up with that, like a Lina or Jakiro. They're gonna ban out the Leshrac. Gonna be banning out the Sand King as well, as they don't want to be having more team fight. I mean, imagine a RP and then a Burrow Strike Epicenter to follow up on that one together with a Requiem of Souls. Yeah, you're dead. Templar Assassin is going to be the ban from Fishballl, which is interesting because it makes you believe that they are not thinking that Puck is going to be going on that mid lane. And maybe they are thinking we're going to have an aggressive tri-lane with the Lifestealer and the Nyx. And then the Puck on the safe lane and something else on the mid lane, or something else on the safe lane and Puck in the mid lane. But to be fair, I mean, Nyx Assassin and Lifestealer are both heroes that you can definitely have on that aggressive tri-lane. But they're both melee, and it's not really ideal, especially not if you have a Shadow Demon there already. Kind of curious to see where Shadow Fiend is gonna go. If he is indeed gonna be going mid, or if he's gonna be going as a carry role on the dual or tri lane. Oh yeah, I'm calling them Fishballs, but they're just Fishball.
Radiant team ban.
We'll be fine. Juggernaut's gonna be the ban out for evasion, so they're expecting Shadow Fiend to be mid and expecting Fishballl to still be picking up the carry. Or another carry, I should say. Let's see the last ban out incoming from Fishballl. Fishball. It's not a fish bowl. It's a fish ball. Hmm.
10 seconds remaining.
Heard it here first.
5
Giving you
seconds
biology
remaining.
lessons here. Better pay attention.
Reserve time.
Fishball is a food. Oh, I like that. Okay, I love the name. Naming yourself after food cannot be wrong. Street food. Thank you. A ball of fish. I wonder if it's tasty. Probably is. Bane. Gets banned. Interestingly enough, the Bane gets banned out by fish themselves, considering it's a counter towards the Lifestealer. I guess they already have the Shadow Demon, and even though we've seen Shadow Demons and Banes in the same teams before, it doesn't happen that often. But they pick up the Lina, the hero that I already mentioned, because that works out well together with the Nyx. And therefore the Jakiro picked up by Fishballl, which I love. I would have loved the Lina as well, but the Jakiro together with the Magnus, you've got the RP, great. What are you gonna do when they're actually in the RP? You're gonna dual breath them, Necropyro them, and ice breath them, and they're not gonna get out of there alive.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Let's see what invasion is gonna go for next. They have got a tri lane, which could go aggressive for sure with the Lina there. They've got a mid or a solo safe lane. And they're gonna be picking up a mid or a solo safe lane or a solo off lane if they still want to have a safe tri lane. Bounty Hunter is still in the pool, but they're gonna go for Queen of Pain. A Queen of Pain and a Puck. Queen of Pain considered a counter to the Shadow Fiend, so they're gonna be picking up that, or trying to put the Queen of Pain up against the Shadow Fiend. Normally you don't see Queen of Pain and a Puck in the same team. I love it. Means aggressive tri lane, unless they want to put the Puck on the suicide lane, which we have seen done before, but that was a long time ago, I think.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Now what are they gonna pick up? Because it depends on what the Shadow Fiend's gonna do. If the Shadow Fiend's gonna be given a carry role, they need a solo mid, which is not gonna be able to be a Queen of Pain. And if that Shadow Fiend is gonna be going on the carry role, well, if the Shadow Fiend's gonna go mid, they need a carry. If the carry is gonna be the Shadow Fiend, they need a mid.
Weaver.
And it's gonna be Shadow Fiend mid with the Weaver as a carry.
Team pick.
Let me see how it works out. Why does the game think there's another pick for the Dire side? Can it not count? Why does it say Dire side pick? It's even ticking down in time. We have 4 here, so that's bans. 6 picks, 6 bans, 4 picks. I don't get it. Game bot?
10 seconds remaining.
No. Awkward.
5 seconds remaining.
They already picked that hero. Oh, that was weird. That was weird. Anyways, let's take a look at who is playing what, shall we? Dire side.
Prepare for battle.
iNv'GiGaByte QMX is gonna be there, and we're gonna see Dan playing the mid role as a Queen of Pain, Baby on the puck. He's normally their offlane player. I think he's gonna be going on the safe lane though. We'll find out, as we have got IF gonna be playing the Lina for this game with my son, or S. He is S. Gonna be playing the Nyx Assassin, but as he wants me to call him my son, I will. He already called me mom, so you know, why not? You know, people, I got a son. There we go. Now we're gonna be seeing Snow on the Lifestealer this time. So that is everybody on the side of Invasion. iNv'GiGaByte. We jump ourselves over to Fishballl rather, and we see that Missy Z is gonna be playing the Magnus on the bottom lane by herself, himself, we don't know. We're gonna be seeing the Shadow Fiend as the solo mid.
30 seconds.
Gonna be taking
to
on the
battle.
Queen of Pain and an aggressive trial lane, which I think is gonna be considered a safe trial lane, considering they don't think there's gonna be an aggressive. Or I'm expecting Fishballl to know that there is an aggressive trial lane, therefore already rotating in advance to make sure that Weaver is gonna have a safe trial lane. Yeah, that's my idea. Anyways, we're gonna see Mon playing the Weaver. It is gonna be Fishball's Jakiro, whose name I cannot pronounce. Boise will be playing the Shadow Demon. And we are gonna see them trying to go for the rune. It's a regen rune. Nobody wants that one. Kind of curious to see who's gonna be leaving the lane first. Who's gonna be most unhappy with the way things are working out, as in who is gonna be the one to put their supports already on the top lane slash bottom lane rather than on their bot lane slash top lane. If that makes sense. Is that an item? Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a long antenna that he has. Kinda looks kinda cool, to be fair. In the meantime, gank around. Hello, Jimmy! Oh, I didn't really say anything. JNY is here, and he is gonna be going down. Light Strike Array hit, and they do have enough damage, and he's gonna be the first blood going the way of Dan's Queen of Pain.
First blood.
That's the only one that they didn't introduce just yet. But now you know. And he TVs himself back instantly. We're gonna be seeing if they can take this down. Ice Path comes in from the side. Actually doesn't. And I think that's a bit miscommunication. We saw him trying to, but the auto path thing didn't really hit. Should always hit on the ground rather than on the hero then if you do that. But unfortunately couldn't get it done. But this time there's gonna be some people helping out. The sentries go down, trying to pick up the Weaver, but they couldn't do it, as we see the puck getting harassed a bit as we on the backhand. That's a nice pad. Lina, trouble. Shikushi, one more hit. Light Strike Array does hit, but doesn't matter. The hits are still there. And one Gemini will do the job. Weaver picks up the kill. Good kill for him.
Life's in tatters.
Disruption. We're gonna be up on the puck. TP incoming also, but the Ice Path is there first. And Baby taking a lot of harassment. Has got still 4 tangos, but will be forced to use them all. Unless Weaver can actually kill him off before he needs more. And then he's gonna be full on HP again when he comes back, but you know, that's not ideal. But a lot of kill potential here on this lane for Fishballl. A lot of kill potential also on the side of Invasion though. As we have got the bottom lane then completely open. It is the Magnus against the Lifestealer. Both should be able to get last hits. Both should be able to not kill each other off for now until they're level 6. As we're gonna see the Shadow Fiend sitting on 4 to 1. And like I said, the natural counter to him, Queen of Pain, is sitting on 6 to 4, slightly ahead, not even as much. As the top lane is gonna be the most important one for us to look at. And once again, I mean, this is a LAN event in Kuala Lumpur, so my game has issues connecting to the gaming server, so we might see some, you know, stuttering like you just saw that just there. Unfortunately, it happens. Wow, he's mean. But yeah, the aggressive Trilan is not as aggressive. I guess it's okay. I mean, in the bottom lane, Lifestealer has free farm. And as long as that's going on, they weren't really needing to have that much free farm on the puck, even though he does have a bit of last hits. But they don't really need to be aggressive here on Evasion. However, on the side of Fishballl, they need to be aggressive, and they're gonna be aggressive. Puck coming in still as well, or not. They're gonna just forget it. It's gonna be leaving the lead enough to die there, because one more hit away from dying will do the job. There we go. Boise picks it up. And Puck taking some harassment for himself. And Fishballl taking the advantage of the top lane now for good. I think if they're gonna be able to keep this pressure on, it looks like they can do this. With level 1 still up on the Nyx Assassin, trying to pull the lane back a bit, only gets one range creep. And actually that siege creep is gonna make it very annoying for Invasion if that siege creep is gonna be continuing to pull the lane. Like it's gonna be helping to pull the lane. That will mean that the lane is gonna get pushed. It will mean that Fishballl will have an easier time to dive. And they're just gonna try to not make it happen. Let's see if they can do that siege creep. It's not gonna get helped. Nicely done. Pulling the creep away. Didn't want to have it happen. Oh, that's got not good. Disruption. Gonna help out. Ice Path gonna be there as well. Spike Caref is still there though, but here comes the Weaver. Let's see what he can do. Misses the dodges the Impale rather. Light Strike Array hits upon 2. Soul Kaiser still up on the puck. Has to be careful. Dual Breath up on the Lina level 2. Needs a couple more hits. The Shukushi will do the job. That's gonna be another kill for Boise's Shadow Demon. As we have got the Weaver landing another Impale. Weaver, or the well, rather than Nyx Assassin landing another Impale. Shukushi going through. Let's see what he can do. He pops himself though. He's gonna be just fine. The puck himself did not go down, but did get forced back towards his tower, unable to help his teammate. Fishballl looking to be pretty low on HP, but they are okay. They have got salves, they've got tangos, and they are doing just fine as the bottle gets pulled up to puck and it gets it empty entirely, and the courier moves back. With Weaver now active in 3 kills. And got himself 0 deaths and 17 last hits. Not doing that great, but still a 3rd on the list of last hits in the nice, as we see that Dan has actually forced the Shadow Fiend completely out of the lane. He's level 4 with Queen of Pain level 6. That's a 2-level difference, which is insanely high. And we also have got the Magnus on the side of Missy, on Fishballl. It is Missy that is level 6, and he is actually, or she is actually ahead on the Lifestealer actually. So this is doing good for Fishballl on the bottom lane and on the top lane, but not so well on the middle lane. So 2 for 1, definitely not bad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Oh my god, it's a song! Yay! And shout out to you if you know which song that was. But, you know. Yeah. I think you know which song. I'm just slightly having an eye on the chat to see if someone guesses which song that was. I'm hoping that someone knows it. But nobody is talking about my song joke. Quap standings, please. Well, you can see it on the sidelines. She of course got help with the first blood. Got the first blood up on the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend's gonna be landing some raises. Gonna be seeing a Queen of Pain. Ooh, that was a bit of an awkward blink. Nice dodge for the scream. But the bottle was there anyway, and he's gonna try to refill it. Can't find the top. Actually, he's getting smoked up. He knew that the rune wasn't there anymore because the illusion got picked up by the Shadow Fiend. But he's going top, maybe going middle, maybe going back. There's also rotation from supports with the Shadow Demon as well as the Jakiro coming in. Nobody says the name of the artist. Bye. Whoa! Not by Weaver! Now by Weaver. Okay, Ice Path hits upon 1. Light Strike Array still hits upon the Shadow Demon. Together with the Dream Coil. And that is going to be Shadow Demon getting picked up. Dan coming in, taking the last hit. And is going to be able to run himself out. Or not, or not. Nice Ice Path. Can he do a dual breath as well? That's all he needs to the side of him. And that's going to be no kill. It's only a level 1. Ice Pass, level 1 dual breath, no kill. And Dan sticks alive, empty bottle, but full of life. As in, he moves, etc. Brings himself into safety. To the rest of his team, might be able to get him some regen. No, they can't. He has to just walk all the way back. But still, nice pickups going the way of invasion. They kind of needed those skills on the top lane because it wasn't really going their way. Thank you, Torok. Shout out to you for getting the artist right. I should give prizes like that. Just make random song references in cast and then ask for artists, and then if they get it right, you should get prizes. Yeah. Good prizes. It's gonna be fun. Smoke! Smoke. Missy and Boise. Oh, hello. Impale up on 2. Light Strike Array. Gonna be up on 1. Still stunning the Magnus, it felt like, but he was in the middle of a skewer, so it didn't really get something done there, as Lena's gonna be able to move away as well. Was a bit late with her Light Strike Array, to be fair. Getting 2 stacks of Shadow Poison up on her, as Weaver is landing some more harassment up on the puck. We have got the RP. That's why Magnus is rotating. In the meantime, Lifestealer is gonna be still on the bottom lane. Phase Boot, 30 last hits. Not doing too well, considering I feel like he should be getting a lot more when he was up against the Magnus. 45 last hits up on Misty, though. And the net worth going in favor of Dan. Let's see what he can do. He doesn't want to be going to dive the tower too much, not when there's no creeps. But he does want to use his RP, that's why he's here. If he's not going to be able to use it, he's going to TP out and going to be going back middle or even bottom. Back bottom, that's where he came from, but back middle maybe to try and get a kill there if Dan comes back into the middle lane. Where only now the Shadow Fiend is getting something more done. 1400 gold up on him. As Dan wants to go for him. Shadow Strike, looking for something more. Gonna get some raise in his face. Sonic Wave. It is gonna be a Requiem of Souls though. It is gonna be a kill going away of the Shadow Fiend. And that is gonna be just ballsy moves and overextension from Dan for the first time he dies this game. Not gonna be good. In the meantime, from the sidelines, Nick's thinking about doing something. He's only level 3 though. Can't really do that much. And look at support from the Fishballl people. They have got level 3 and 4. And level 4 and 3 actually also up on invasion. So it's not too bad, I guess. When the puck is still hanging around at level 7. And Missy's still looking to go for something. Orbs flying through, doing a lot of damage to the Weaver. But he has already used his time lapse, so he can't do anything more. And that's it. He says, I'm done. Going back bottom. Can't get anything done there anyway. So just gonna try to use my RP up on the Lifestealer, who might even die if there's a lot of harassment, but he probably needs to have someone else to help him out. Maybe Jakiro or something to come in to try and do this. That would actually be a kill if Jakiro came. Probably a kill. Probably. Unless he got his infest out. He's actually gonna be moving away. He's gonna be moving top. Knowing that the Magnus is gonna have his TP on cooldown. Why not? Why not? Queen of Pain in the meantime. Well, probably recuperating a bit. Since her death. Not really too good that she died. We have 4 heroes on the top lane though for invasion. They want to try and take this tower. Let's see what they can do with the Lifestealer there as well. Weaver level 6 is actually lower level than the puck. Quite nicely done by the puck, if I would say so. The puck hasn't died yet. Weaver has died once though. That's a slight difference there, but still. And that's gonna be them trying to defend their tower. Central Ward goes down. They see where he is. Disruption is gonna be starting off up on the Lifestealer, but he's gonna be just fine. Central Ward goes down to try and counter the Weaver, but Weaver is not gonna let himself get caught out. They are gonna be forced to lose their tower though. Let's see if the deny comes in. It was denied. Weaver coming in. Ice Path, clutches on the Lina. Dual Breath going through as well. There goes a Skewer. You're looking for an RP. Getting silenced up first. Now impaled, now stunned. And that is gonna be no more mana left. Never mind. There's the RP. Hits upon 2. Races going through. That's the puck going down. And the Nyx running for his life with no mana left. Tries to TP's out. Will be able to do that. Nicely done. 2 for 1 though. There's gonna be invasion not getting the better of that, even though they did get. No, they didn't get the tower. No, good fight for Fishballl. And even though the Shadow Fiend has not had that easy of a time mid, that fight and that kill that the Queen of Pain fed to him Well, I'm gonna say fed. Queen of
Dire's
Pain
top tower
gave
is
to
under
him.
attack.
Totally made up for that, and he is gonna be pulling up ahead. TPing coming from the lifestealer, looking for an open wound. Gonna be finding the Shadow Fiend, who is not gonna be able to stay alive this time. Too much harassment coming in, and the Weaver looking for the Lina kill. Will be able to get him.
Put me out.
Gonna be trying to run away for his life. Has not got his time lapse, but dodges stuns anyways. And gonna be able to walk himself out. I say walk himself because he doesn't have a TP scroll. And I think they'll realize that. They should be realizing that, but he is gonna be just fine. So that's all good. We're gonna be seeing the puck roaming bottom. Nobody is bottom at the moment. Nobody's taking farm there. Nobody's doing anything, as we have still got the Nick Assassin not level 6. Quite bad. Gold graph slightly in favor of Fishballl, but not by that much. Though if you consider there's a, well, there's a tower down either side, I guess. Okay, fair enough. Magnus, 35 seconds before he has got another RP. And Shadow Fiend, he's gonna go for Shadow Blade, of course. Gonna be the item that he wants to have, because apparently there's gonna be a lot of fights. So what he wants to do is he wants to just go in there and start breaking with souling. But there is one downside to him doing this. Namely, the Weaver. They are like, the evasion is already gonna carry sentries and dust for the Weaver. So they will realize when Shadow Fiend comes in as well. So it's not that great of an item, but it's still understandable that he's going for that. The amount of extra damage that he does with that one right click from when he comes out of a Shadow Blade is going to be very important as well, especially if he's going to be hitting it up on this lifestealer, or if he's going to try to burst down a support with that. Down in the meantime. Oh, I have to zoom out more. There we go. 1400 gold in his inventory. Picked himself some power threats. Let's just go over the items. I don't really want to see those. We saw Shadow Fiend already. We know that he is very far away though, unless the courier has got the hammer. Yeah, Shadow Blade completed. The Claymore, that is. So Shadow Blade is complete for JNY. With Jakir not having that much. Weaver going for the link is most likely. Picked himself up a ring of health. Other than that, doesn't have much. Had a tough time on the top lane. Dream Coil. Trouble. Queen of Pain coming in as well. And the Shadow Blade isn't going to be there in time. Disruption is there. Dual Breath there as well. He could try to run himself away, but it doesn't matter. The amount of burst damage is going to be too much. Kill going the way of Dan as well with picking up the Shadow Demon. And that is going to be the Shadow Blade not helping out, because there is a Light Strike array that will hit you, as well as a Sonic Wave, regardless if you are stunned or not. And then there's gonna be 2 kills going the way of Invasion, who's now 1 kill ahead of this game. Difference still not that big, I'd say. So we have got the Magnus having enough money for a Blink Dagger now, so that will be a big impact on the game. And that is indeed him doing that. In the meantime, Queen of Pain makes the denying of towers, even with denying the tier 1 tower middle. Now it is case that they should not let Fishballl deny any more towers.
Are fortified.
Let's see if they can get a fight out of this one. We have got everybody of Invasion backing out though. Other than that, no items on the Radiant side that I didn't check. Let's see if we got something new on the Dire side. Queen of Pain going for a Hex. Wait a second. Well, they want to show off the Blink Dagger. Disruption up on the Lifestealer. Could try to skewer this and go for the lead. Oh, blinks in. Oh! Gets the Lina though, but only a 1-man RP. Not really ideal. There's gonna be the Shadow Demon that goes down. In the back end of things, we're gonna see the Weaver in a lot of trouble. Does he still have a time lapse though? Gonna be able to pick up the puck with that one. Should be able to. It is the Weaver that indeed gets that one. Runs himself away, tries to. Taking a lot of damage. Will be going down with the Vendetta helping out from my son. And that is gonna be good pickouts for Fishballl, or good pickouts for Invasion, I should say. With Fishballl, you know, not really doing too well. Because that RP should have, I mean, that was the first showing of the Blink Dagger. And you would expect something way more of that. I guess they were on the edge. It was on the edge of being the most brilliant RP with 4 people in there.
Dire's middle tower
Or
is
it
under
would have
attack.
been... It would have been an RP with only one. I guess it turned out to be the latter. And that is going to be a tier 1 tower going down. Not denied, of course. That's good, because now the towers are even once again. 2 towers down on either side with 1 denied, 1 not denied. So good job for that one. For both teams, I guess, in a way. But slightly ahead now for Invasion. Gold graph still in favor of Fishballl for a while, but 500 gold is nothing. Experience graph. It's going to be going back towards the 0 line as well, as of course we have Invasion all 5 in the middle lane. That's not good for experience. They are not sharing, well, they are sharing experience on 1 lane, which is not good. Not getting anything more than that, just that 1 lane. Weaver coming in, letting down some harassment. There is a sentry there though. He has to be careful. Shadow Poison, gonna create some vision up on Dan, at least getting a stack of that one. We have got an RP again in 5 seconds. Magnus probably wanting to go for a blink, gonna be able to pick up a rune first if it's the 18-minute rune. Let's see if he's lucky. Not so much lucky. Double damage rune in the bottom lane. Gonna be picked up by the puck instead. Unless Dan can race him for it. Looks like Dan is gonna be getting it. Well, nicely done anyway. Both the puck and the Queen of Pain, 2 heroes that have brilliant rune control, of course, and with amongst the 2 of them they can just take all runes. Should be able to take all runes. As we have got the Shadow Fiend after his Shadow Blade. Probably wants to go for BKB because there's a lot of disable going on in the Invasion, and he just doesn't have the freedom to just bash on people and just start hitting on stuff and casting his ulti, because there's gonna be Light Strike Arrays, there's gonna be Impales, and then he has to worry about Sonic Waves and Dream Coils and Silences and everything. So BKB is probably the one that he wants to have. It's gonna take a while before he gets that. If he actually wants to go for that. Depends really on his personal opinion, personal preference. As Invasion is going to try to continue pressuring on mid. They're being a player with fire though. Maybe they're trying to bait out the RP. That could be the case. But look at their positioning. They're so careful. As we're going to have an Ice Path locking in the puck. Puck taking a lot of damage and is actually in the verge of going down here. Is able to jump himself towards the orb. But that was also where Weaver already was walking towards to. And was able to pick up the kill with that. And that is gonna be Fishballl in favor of the fight that is to come. It is the Invasion things. Okay, you know what? We'll back off. Let's see what they can do with this. The tables have turned. The RP is there. The Ritual of Souls is there. With 36 souls to spend. The only thing they need is the positioning of Invasion to be actually decent for that. And if I say decent, that would be bad positioning from Invasion, because they would be the ones to get RP'd. They're gonna be able to already burst down the Jakiro on the sidelines. We see the Nyx Assassin roaming to get someone, and everybody just on the way out. Where's the RP? There's on 3. Light Strike Array will try to help out though. It's gonna be kills going the way of Invasion instead. They pick up the Magnus and the Jakiro and the Shadow Fiend, and the Weaver is the only one left alive. Time lapses away from this and will be able to get away, but that is a triple kill going the way of Snow. And that was just a massacre. The RP was good. There was just no follow-up damage. And the 2 biggest heroes that have the most AoE with, well, not the most AoE, but the Magnus as well as the Shadow Fiend were standing on top of each other, got themselves a Light Strike Array. And Invasion just took that fight very convincingly after that. And they were just gonna be taking off a tier 1 tower in return for that one. And maybe even a tier 2, as the Weaver can't do anything to defend that. And might actually just continue farming top. Fortification actually goes out, so they do delay the push a bit, and actually gonna be able to push it back with Puck picking up his Blink Dagger after that fight. And that's gonna be Snow pushing forward, gonna see if he can do something against the Weaver, or at least force him out of the lane to stop him from farming. He can't really kill him, he knows that. We have the Magnus looking to be going for BKB by the looks of it. There's just so much disable. I mean, if you're gonna have an RP, you want to be able to do something afterwards. You want to not get stunned afterwards, so that's a good one to have. As we've seen the Shadow Fiend indeed building towards the same thing there as Puck after his Blink Dagger. Gonna see what he wants to do. Probably a Hex. Talking about Hexes. Queen of Pain has hers almost complete. Got the 2 big items already. Just needs the Void Stone, and then she has it. So we have the Lena getting herself some boots and a Gauntlet of Strength. Can never have too many Gauntlets of Strength. And talking about Gauntlets of Strength, you can also never have too many Bracers. There's only one of the Nyx though. And he is able to pick up Mana Boots right now if he wants to have them. And it looks like he does. There we go, has them complete. And we're gonna see Queen of Pain trying to go for a solo kill. Let's see if she can do that. Okay, that wasn't a solo kill. It was actually nothing, basically. Well, that was a bit of a disappointment. We have a rotation though. It's a smoke top gang coming up from Fishballl. They are supposed to be. They should be careful. Nick's assassin with the vendetta is gonna pop up the smoke. He realized that now. He's like, oh my god, and his vendetta's running over now. Jeez. Okay, he's made a disruption. Never mind. He is dead. There he goes. Boom. That's gonna be not so fun for him. Maybe you should try to run the other way. I'm not sure if he would have made it then though. We're gonna see the tower going down. That was the last tier 1 tower still standing on the map. All other tier 1 towers already dropping. So we're gonna see Shadowfiend continue to farm. Can pick himself up the Minthra hammer if he wants to. Jakiro going for a 4 staff. There's a Gem of True set for the Shadow Demon. Next time, if the Vendetta is up, he's not going to be safe. That Nick's assassin, that is. At the same time, it's very dangerous, because if they give that away, as I said, both the Weaver and the Shadow Fiend use Invis. So they really have to be careful with it. They should just use it for the map control, and at the moment there's actually no wards up at all for invasion, so it's not that much that they will be getting with it, as we do see a smoke up and a vendetta. They're gonna try to go for the Shadow Fiend. They realize he's there, but they also don't realize that there's a lot of other heroes. Now they do, and they back off. And Queen of Pain also with the smoke running away again. She has got the hex, so they were attempting to surprise him. Just stun him, or yeah, vendetta stun him, hex him, take him down. So now everybody here for Fishballl. The Minthra hammer indeed up on the Shadow Fiend. The Weaver almost having his Lincolns complete. Just needing the recipe. And the Shadow Demon having the Gem of True set in his inventory. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Not one of the most survivable heroes, to be fair. And for the people that were wondering, and for the people that actually are sticking here because they were hoping to catch IG versus Zenith, I don't want to be sending you away, so you can keep this open and just open a different tab, one of the streams that you want to watch the IG versus Zenith game on, because it has started, as I can see from the chat. So you can check that out. But, you know, would be nice if you just open it in a different tab, keep this tab open, support me with that, really good. Keep an eye on the teams. I mean, MUFC versus Orange later on, if it's gonna happen, that is, it's gonna be very enjoyable. Let's see where these are gonna go for. Having smoked up. We can see the minimap though. They're not going to be able to catch anybody off guard. Weaver is by himself. Maybe they can do something with that. Queen of Pain jumps himself in. Gonna go for the Shadow Fiend. Boom, you're dead. RP still whiffed, by the way. Didn't really hit anything by the looks of it. It's gonna be going down as well. Venus the Gouda Blade will do that job with the Jakiro going down. Gem of True set on the floor. And that is gonna be destroyed actually. And it's gonna be Weaver that will be going down as well. T-Wipes. In a very short period of time, invasion. You're gonna be seeing what they're gonna be doing with that one.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
That was a very fast team fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And good coordination from invasion. I'm kind of thinking that
Radiant's middle tower
Fishballl could have tried to get more map control with that Gem of True side. Look at their wards. There's just one very defensive ward. But yeah, that gem is now gone because it actually got destroyed by a Lifestealer. He decided, you know what, I don't want to have it. Actually, Lena got it. Never mind. My bad. Is it actually his? Yes. Okay. She picked it up. That's gonna be Weaver and Shadow Fiend in trouble with that. BKB ready on Shadow Fiend right now. He'll be prepared now with also the Hex being out for Queen of Pain. Of course he didn't know that before just now. Invasion, who was trying to take down Roshan just a moment ago, or at least we're pinging on it together with Shadow Demon, are actually still thinking about it, but just want to be careful to not get caught out there. We do have a smoke up, but they walk straight past the ward, so if someone's watching, they will see it. In the meantime, whoa, wait a second. This is gonna be the Lifestealer in a bit of trouble. But the Light Striker Ray hits upon J and I, and it's gonna be still Lifestealer that goes down. Shadow Demon's Demonic Purge picks him up. Disruption. It's gonna be actually turning Shadow Demon into a piglet. That was the doing of the Queen of Pain, but they both die. Queen of Pain actually able to get himself out. Wow, messy fight from my side. Buy back though, with the Weaver still going down on the back end. Wonder what he was doing there, especially with when there's a gem upon the Lina still. But Lifestealer buying back. They don't want to be giving up the Roshan. Still have to deal without a puck, but without a Weaver on the other side, it doesn't really matter that much. Wow. Gonna be seeing them going for Roshan finally. Basher is up on the Lifestealer. And that is going to be an uncontested Roshan as Magnus still goes down because Queen of Pain apparently found a plaything.
Dire's top
Magnus
tower
couldn't
is
do
under
anything,
attack.
still doesn't have a BKB. And it's just going to go down on the side. And that's going to be a big pick-off. With, I think this might be the beginning of the end for Fishballl. They are getting more and more behind. There's gonna be, I mean, the gold graph is not that big in favor of Invasion, don't get me wrong, but these team fights, they make a big difference, and they're gonna be getting out of control real fast. And so far, the last couple of team fights all went the way of Invasion. And we have yet to see a team fight that actually goes the way of Fishballl that convincingly, as convincing that Invasion has taken team fights off Fishballl, if you know what I mean. Let's see, though, if Invasion actually feels their advantage or if they're just gonna wait for Fishballl to make a mistake. Blink dagger now on my son. Nick's assassin. Lincoln's up on one, but they need to have that damage from that Shadow Fiend, and last fight he of course got bursted down real fast and they do target him. And even if they kill the Shadow Fiend and there's the perfect RP, there's not enough damage to go through afterwards. Maybe if the Jakiro gets a perfect Macropyre Ice Path dual breath combination, but that's not, I mean, the perfect, that's not gonna happen. There's not gonna be a perfect RP for one, regardless. So that's already gonna be a tough one to get. And then, you know, the perfect fight, it does exist, but it's very unlikely. It requires the opponent team to make just massive mistakes, which at this level, we're gonna not gonna assume that that's gonna happen. But even if they get their perfect fight without the Shadow Fiend, they don't have enough damage, I think, to take down Invasion, especially not since they're gonna be a mechanism right after the RP. So everybody will be healed up a bit again, and it's gonna be tough for them to still take this back if they keep losing their Shadow Fiend at the start of the fight. Because that's a requirement, and that is something that, of course, Invasion is gonna try to continue to do. With the races going through, and have Queen of Pain coming in with the haste, and still Lifestealer taking a lot of damage. They can't defend their tier 2 though. They're looking for maybe that blink in for that RP, with everybody hanging around here on the bottom lane from both teams. Shadow Fiend doesn't really have anything on the Shadow Blade anymore because there is a, or there was a Gem of Truth up on the Lina. There, now it is up on the next assassin actually. Let's see what they can do with this. If they can actually push this, that's the question. Because the pushing power on itself... Oh, never mind. The infested Queen of Pain, they're ready to go in. And there's no more mana on the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend completely out of mana. And that is going to be the jump in. Burst down of Missy. She still has mana though. There goes the Requiem of Souls. It is going to be the Queen of Pain that actually gets picked up by that. Lina going down as well. Double kill going the way of the Shadow Fiend, triple kill with the Gem of True Set on the floor. There goes the Aegis. Gem of True Set picked up by the Jakiro, taken back. Lifestealer gonna do what he can, but look at that hit. Look at those hits. A BKB of JNY making such a big difference. As I said, if you're gonna be having the Shadow Fiend dead at the start of the fight, it will be going to Invasion, but otherwise, the Shadow Fiend, boom, he just right clicks everything down. And that is gonna be raises, gonna not hit, but it doesn't matter. Weaver does the job, gets himself a double kill. 1 triple kill, 1 double kill. 2 survivors, well actually 3 survivors on the side of Fishballl and 5 dead on the side of Invasion. No towers taken out, and that is going to be Invasion forcing the issue when that should not be, was not in their favor. Losing the gem, losing the fight, losing the Queen of Pain, losing everything, and they're going to be having to recuperate again. And I think we're going to be having a break before, well, before the Roshan is up again, fight-wise that is.
Top tower is under attack.
And then it's gonna be people back to farming. You need to also, I mean, if you're gonna lose a fight near your base, you're gonna have to be prepared to buy back. And that is something that Invasion now has to be prepared for, because they can't lose a fight right now because they're looking good. And they won't be losing the game off it instantly. While if, for example, if Invasion would have taken that fight, it might have been actually a loss depending on how the aftermath would go. But it is dangerous to lose a fight without buyback. So we're going to be seeing them probably trying to farm a bit more and probably wanting to just have buyback before they go in for the next fight. And more importantly, maybe trying to have a Roshan before going into the next fight, because an Aegis is always nice to have. Even though just now we saw the Aegis being used and it didn't really do anything. And I think Queen of Pain actually, I mean, she prioritized the Magnus over the Shadow Fiend. Well, Shadow Fiend was completely out of mana. I think if they would have linked into the Shadow Fiend and killed him off straight away, it would have been a whole different fight. I mean, the RP would have still been there, but like I said, with Shadow Fiend out of the picture, it doesn't really matter that much. And maybe the Nyx should have gone from the side and tried to mana burn the Magnus a bit more, for example. Could be the case. And I figured we followed the Shadow Demon for a bit, because what does a support do in a situation like this? Because he can't really farm anywhere, because, you know, his carry should farm, his Shadow Fiend is farming, his Weaver should be farming. So he is just waiting for gold to appear in his inventory, magically. And he's going to be picking up and a TP scroll and a ring of health, ring of regen rather. And it's going to be slowly building towards the Force Staff. But this is an interesting development, because, well, like, look at what he's doing. He can't really be anywhere. I find him very sad. He can't get levels. I think he can get levels. He just doesn't want to take levels from his carry away. But he's just walking back and forth. Actually gonna try to be behind his team right now, because his team is looking to be doing dangerous things. So he's getting ready to perhaps disrupt the target. We have a new Gem of True Sight. This time it's his own. Up on the Nyx. Drawing on the minimap coming from I think, yeah, it's coming from the Magnus. I'm not sure if he's expecting people to come from that side or if he wants his team to go by that side. Actually, we have a Weaver picking up a Demon's Edge, wants to probably go for an MKB. In the meantime, Shadow Fiend picked himself up an Ultimate Orb. Curious to see what he's going to be building with that. Oh look, Shadow Fiend. No farm there. Maybe soon. Gonna be farm there. Ward being taken down by the Weaver because he's got that gem. We have Missy, got his BKB ready. There we go. And Manta Style's ready for the Shadow Fiend. In the meantime, we have a rotation from Invasion. Well, slight rotation actually. They're just all going top. They're missing a top tier 2 and a bottom tier 2 tower. And they still need to take those down, as the previous time didn't work out. They don't really have that much split push potential, to be fair. Something that Fishballl doesn't really have either. So we're really going to have to take it from these 5-on-5 head-on fights. And then it really depends on who's going to get shut down and who's going to get killed off before it can do something vital. And they smoke up. We saw it drawing on the minimap, going towards the bottom lane, infested there. Lifestealer going to be hitchhiking a ride with the Queen of Pain. Oh, Weaver. That's gonna be Lincoln's being popped, and that is gonna be the silence of. Doesn't matter though. Here comes the Shadow Fiend looking for a way, and as invisible as he can be. But there is, of course, still a gem of true setup on the Nyx. He shouldn't be revealing himself that much, so can be getting himself away. But no can do on anything. Nobody gets a kill, nobody gets a tower, and everybody backs off. That was our encounter of the day. Please come again soon. And don't forget to drop tips on the way out. Ooh, counter smoke. Counter smoke. Counter smoke. Fishballl does counter smoke. And if anybody gets that reference, virtual prizes for you, like fixie, I don't know. Non-prizes, but you know, honor. Thank you. The Niffle gets it. Like the honor, that is, because I don't have actual prizes. Oh, Queen of Pain. Woo! Whoa! 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 Trouble! Where is their team? Nice Impale. Hits on 2. Sonic Wave hits on 2 as well, but the BKBs get turned on. The fight's very spread. Gonna be benefiting more for the... well, it was gonna benefit more for Evasion. They've already got 2 people down, but now the rest is gonna be on the run. It's gonna be the Lifestealer jumping himself and the Nyx running himself away for his life. He has got a blink in a second. There he goes, and he takes the Lifestealer with him. Nicely done, Queen of Pain. Oh. Jumping himself into a bunch of enemy heroes. That might be Erosion though, picking up the 2 supports, Shadow Demon and Jakiro. I mean, Queen of Pain not being in the RP and couldn't do anything there. Shadow Fiend could only pick up the Lina basically before he was forced to spread his attention to different parts, and not really ideal. He's gonna try to take down the Queen of Pain though. Let's see if he can do that. Queen of Pain doesn't know that he's there. Now he does. Now she sees him, and she has got a hex, and she's gonna go for it. This could be bad. Queen of Pain doesn't have everything up. Another screen would do the job, and she blinks away instead, knowing that there would be more people on their way. And the Shadow Blade would be up again. And that is also the Gem of Truth set on there, and Lincoln Sphere being popped. Mana Burn doesn't do that much. Has to be careful with his life, because of course the Gem of Truth set there. Abyssal Blade up on the Lifestealer. That will be able to help out a lot, especially if he's going to be in that like Queen of Pain bomb. Jumping themselves in. Getting the sun up on whoever they're targeting, which is probably going to be the Shadow Fiend, considering they can't really do the Weaver because he's got himself a Lincoln.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Let's take a look at what the supports are doing.
Dire's top tower is under
Making
attack.
illusions of the Weaver is always nice. Roshan is still not down, taking a bit of damage, but not going down just yet. Both teams just waiting for that to happen.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And in the meantime, the tier 2 tower actually goes down by just creeps, but Invasion, they don't want to defend, because defending means giving up Roshan. Lord gonna get taken down. Ooh, that's gonna be a bit bad. It's gonna be Shadow Fiend that's already getting stunned up there. Still pops his Wrecking of Souls. There he goes. It's gonna be Shadow Demon that is already dead on the team of Fishballl. We're gonna see the Lina getting picked up on the side with the Lifestealer and Queen of Pain coming in to take down the Magnus, and the rest of Fishballl is gonna be on the way out. With the Shadow Fiend actually thinking about coming in again. Is gonna be maybe no, decides not to, not after Jakiro going down in such fashion. And then it's gonna be a Roshan unless they can get the Weaver as well. Silence him up, Raise up as well. Or well, that was actually a mana burn, but they can't take him down too fast unless they can turn it into a Friglet. Oh, but here comes the Shadow Fiend. Gets an Impale. Queen of Pain, where are you? You're needed. Shadow Fiend takes down the Nyx Assassin with him as he goes down. That's gonna be the Gem of Truth on the floor, but if they can catch the Weaver, they will be able to get their own again. But it's the Puck that picks up the gem again. He's gonna get chased though. Shadow Demon, he wants that gem. But Roshan is still up. Invasion can't really fight this because they lost their Nyx and they are too low in life to do anything. And the gold graph sitting around 2,500 with the game. Not close to ending right now. Experience graph very even as well. Basically no difference whatsoever in 40 minutes in. 10-2 on the Lifestealer, doing the best of all on the death and assist level. So the other side though, it has the Weaver very high up on there. But important to note is that the Shadow Fiend actually died again in this fight while the Lifestealer didn't. The Weaver didn't either, so good for him. Queen of Pain didn't either though. Queen of Pain has got herself an Aghanim, so more Sonic Waves to be thrown out. seeing when they're gonna go again. Mechanism. Still being built. 40-minute mechanism? Oh, well, why not, right? They didn't have it yet, so why not, right? Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Especially if you're gonna be taking these team fights, you need those. Hey, where's the stats? There's the stats. Thank you very much. $1,900 gold up on the puck. Let's see what he's gonna build up next. He has got a Ghost Scepter, which is pretty dangerous if you're up against a Shadow Fiend. Even though, of course, his right clicks are probably the most dangerous ones, it is still gonna be, you know, Raises, Requiem of Souls, Necropires, Dual Breaths, Shikushis. It's gonna be painful if you have your Ghost Scepter on and all that goes through. You're gonna be dead soon. Shadow Demon. Let's follow him for a bit again. He is still building towards his Forest Staff. Still keeping control of the jungle for his team. Doing the thing that a good old support can do. He can try to steal last hits. There we go. So from the Jakiro. I mean, that's the only one that he can try to steal last hits from. For the rest, his team will get angry. He can't go out too far by himself. Has to be careful. Enemy team could be smoking. Let's see if Shadow Demon can actually do something in the next fight. If he can get himself some gold. If he can stay alive, he will have the gold for a Force Staff. He wants to have a Force Staff. Really bad. Will allow him to be more aggressive and more defensive as well. Helping his team out with defenses. But we are first going to see Magnus. Maybe it's in a bit of a overextending situation, but it's actually Invasion that backs themselves off. But now also the Hyperstone up on the Lifestealer. These teams are getting far more farmed by the minute. Daedalus up on the Weaver. Who's telling anything about an MKB, right? Daedalus is gonna be the one that he has. The one that he wanted, the one that he got. With these are the items. Also a Crystal is up on the Shadow Fiend. So damage is the item that they are building. Or the thing that they are building together. As a Roshan is gonna be attempted again by Invasion. Let's see if they can stop it. Weaver coming in, gets the mana burn, Lincoln's popped. Shadow Demon thinking about disrupting. Weaver going in again, that's not good. Well, it's not good for the Nyx Assassin, that is. Because Weaver himself also has a gem. Ward goes down. Nobody doing anything yet. Everybody backing off again. The next Aegis could mean life or death in the next fight. And the next fight could mean win or lose. While we're waiting, here we go again. But no real new items yet that we haven't seen yet, to be fair. These two might be able to do this. Getting in there quite unannounced. They do it. They get it.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
There we go. Picks himself up the Aegis.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And that's going to be everybody of Fishballl going back and just continuing their farming streak, being a bit more safe, knowing that Invasion probably wants to make something happen in the next 6 minutes. That's going to be their goal. 6 minutes. It's a long game. It's probably one of the longest games that we've seen today. One of the more even ones for sure. Has to be. Has to be. Shadow Fiend. 2200 gold. Like I said, buyback's gonna be important. So far, it's only the Shadow Fiend, the Queen of Pain, and the Puck that have buyback though. Illusion doing the job of pushing the lane out. There's a smoke up. It seemed like Fishballl saw that though. No, it's not Fishballl that saw that. Maybe they did. Queen of Pain jumping herself in, looking for a target. Gonna be not finding anybody, walks herself back. Knowing that the jump in should have been directly on top of someone to be able to do everything that they wanted to. Jump in, pop the Lincolns, and go for the Hex. Or jump in on someone else and then go for the Abyssal Blade or something like that. But they can't find anybody anymore. Maybe they can take down a tower instead. Would be at least something. But like I said, Invasion is gonna be the one that wants to be aggressive. And they are trying to. With also the Queen of Pain now picking up her Demon's Edge. Let's see if they can take down this tower. Magnus hanging back in the side looking for his opening. Queen of Pain still having the lifestealer inside of her. Shadow Fiend being on the foreground, being just pulling the waves back. Couple of hits on the tower every once in a while, but I don't think it's gonna do anything, and they realize that too. They don't want to be forcing it this way. Last time they took a fight like that, they lost. Because we have got a lifestealer with an Assault Crest right now. They're waiting for someone to come to farm. Someone to come to check if they're backing off or not. This is a fake back. Now they come, slyly. Careful. Infest is there again. Creep wave will meet. There's nobody there. Queen of Pain will come out again. But they know if the Queen of Pain is there, she's not by herself. There's 1800 gold up on the Weaver. It's going to be important to have buyback. So he needs that extra gold. What's that courier doing though? Gonna go for another Daedalus. Gonna be up for the Shadow Fiend. Gonna be having it complete. No buyback for him then. No, he went all in. He went all in. Dangerous, but could be working out. TP out actually from the lifestealer, going back mid. And that's gonna be the end of that. Sonic Wave will clean out the wave, but that's also gonna be the exit of the Queen of Pain. And that's something that, of course, Fishballl knows. Well, let's see what they can do now. I mean, it really depends on which team is going to initiate first. And this could go on for, like, I hope could, in theory, go on for hours. Just getting everybody more farmed up. Avoiding each other. Knowing each other's movements. Being very careful. Basically, this game is a difference between getting a prize and not getting a prize. Because the winner of this match will be up against the losers bracket finals. Up against MUFC, of course. But then you're already in the top 3, so you're already going to get a prize. So that's what this fight is for.
Invisibility.
Invisibility picked up. Lina. And that's gonna be everybody backing off again. Maybe we're gonna see a next fight with the next Roshan. I mean, the Aegis is gonna be disappearing soon. And with soon, I really mean within a minute, so half a minute actually. So, Invasion doesn't have their edge anymore. Can't really attempt to take a fight anymore. They are probably gonna either wait until Fishballl makes a mistake or until they have another Aegis. And then still wait until Fishballl makes a mistake. Same goes for Fishballl though. They can't really go in without an Aegis because they know they might not win the fight. So they need an Aegis. So we're gonna have a fight over the Aegis! Yay! Oh, you best. Sorry for that. Oh, they find the Weaver. Weaver goes down. Gemma Frusen on the floor. Whoops, that's gonna be destroyed. TPs are gonna be too late. Wow, that was a nice pick-off. Wait until people make mistakes, I say, and they do.
Radiant's top tower
Of course, there was a
is under
Lincolns, but there
attack.
was also an Abyssal, and basically that was everything.
Are fortified.
But what can they do? Because
Radiant's
Weaver,
top tower
I mean,
has
he has a buyback. He has a buyback for sure. So they're gonna try to force it out. They should try to force it out. But without a Weaver, their fight is still pretty strong, though. I mean, with the RP. It's definitely gonna be there. Or playing in disruption. 4-stop forward. Shadow Demon Head's got his 4-stop. Initiated on the puck. Demon, well, Demonic Purge there as well. Gonna be taking a lot of damage. Gonna be going down already. And the rest of Invasion are running for their lives. And they should be out of there safely. In the meantime, on the top lane, split push is the word. Hey, Dan. Tier 3 tower going down. He is supposed to be careful though, because Magnus is incoming and he still has his RP. He's not afraid to use it. He can just blink after that, but he is just going to defend it. The Rex are taking a lot of damage, so I kind of feel like he should have gone for the ranged Rex. Might have been able to pick it off, especially with the siege grip still bashing on it a bit. But he didn't go for the ranged Rex, but he did get them slightly low. They will regen though, but he got the tier 3 tower. Split push is the one that Dan did with an MKB. Helping out, a lot of damage going through, and good fight for Invasion in the end, even though they did lose their puck. Wasn't even bad. It was good that they picked up the Weaver. They forced out the buyback from the Weaver. And that is gonna be worth it. For sure. And with that you see the gold graph dropping. Fast. Experience graph dropping fast. Smoke up. Fishballl. They know they should do something. They're behind. They can't continue waiting anymore. They're gonna look for a fight. They're gonna look for an RP. They're gonna look for a fight without an Aegis on the map, knowing that they might be able to get an Aegis when they win this fight. If they win this fight. They're a bit early though. They might be able to get it 2 minutes. So even if they do take this fight and they win it, by the time that Roshan is up, Invasion will be up again as well. So it's not really ideal, but they're gonna try it anyway, because this is not expected unless they see it from the low, from the high ground. Hello there's. It is gonna be a blink away from one puck already also getting out of there, and that is gonna be Lina taking a lot of damage. Still 4-stop forward. Shadow Demon looking for something. Demonic Purge on the Lina, but they have to try and chase that past the tower. Do they really want to do that? I don't think they do, and that is indeed the case. As we do still have Shadow Demon hanging around there, but he feels so ballsy with that 4-staff. And easily you see what a gold and a support can do. That 4-staff making a big difference in the previous game, a previous fight as well, even though they still lost it. That initiation on the puck was really good. And that's gonna be TPs out for Fishballl, and they are gonna be out safe unless they can still pick up a support. The downside of being a support, not having a TP scroll in your bags, and that is gonna be him going down. And you can use all those ultis on him, because it's not like there's gonna be a fight anytime soon, you know? Whoa, that was Queen of Pain going down though. But also Shadow Fiend. That was the Shadow Strike still catching that one, but the kill went to the Shadow Fiend first, so he gets the experience and the gold. Actually, experience he's not getting because he is out of experience gaining. Queen of Pain is actually 2 levels lower right now. 3,800 gold can buy back, probably doesn't want to, even though it might cost her the Roshan, because Roshan is going to be up again in just a very short period of time, but she's going to be up again in a minute, and I probably think she thinks that her team can be defending that.
Regeneration.
But let's see if they actually can, because that's going to be the question. The RP is there, 4-staff on the Magnus is there as well. And they're just going to go for the tower. Tier 2 tower, that is. And a TP to defend. By the way, Queen of Pain did get the melee Rex. That's worth it.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Worth dying for. Queen of Pain knows that too. Queen of Pain, 20 seconds until she's back up. Probably doesn't want to buy back, but it looks like we might see her having to buy back. Really depends on how aggressive Fishballl is right now. 12 seconds. They're almost out of time if they want to fight without the Queen of Pain there. So they go up the high ground, pop the Matasal, and go for the towers. There is a fortification. Goes off. 3 seconds for the Queen of Pain. She will be jumping herself in here straight away, I think. Gonna just be running in first, actually. And it's gonna be able to force themselves out, and that's gonna be everything that they had to throw at that. Tower taking some damage, not going down though. Fortification being forced out, which is nice, but they can't leave their top lane open because it pushes in, as you can see. And that would be the range wreck as well, then they just let it go, and that's not good. TP's out from the rest, and that is going to be Roshan for invasion, it looks like. No contest for this contest. Now, well, we have got ourselves 6 minutes time for invasion to play aggressive. Let's see if they can do it again. They got the melee racks in the previous Roshan timer. And I mean Roshan timer, not Aegis timer.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, that's gonna be a tier 2 at least, that's something.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
It's gonna be Fishballl, not in time to defend that. Walking up the high ground as if it's nothing. And of course Queen of Pink can do this from the low ground without any missed chances because of her MKB. It has a big effect on that pushing power. But no fight just happening on the sidelines. We still have the Nyx sitting around there. With a blink-in, can go for a blink-in pill if his team says, okay, go. There's a heart now up on the lifestealer as well. It went all in, no buyback for him though. And lane is pushing out mid, that's not good for invasion because it's actually pushing out. But in the meantime, the top lane is pushing in, so if they keep Fishballl busy long enough, at some point someone will need to defend. Like right now, they realize that someone is defending, but the creep flip is not there, so they can't really go in. They know that, but they are going to be throwing some harassment up on the tower, knowing that the Shadow Fiend is not there. Ice Pad, Lifestealer trouble, tower still goes down though, and now they can go freely. RP hits upon 2, or at least 1 only actually. It's going to be Missy actually that goes down first. There goes the Aegis, but Weaver already dead as well. Here goes the Shadow Fiend, racking off souls. Gonna not be able to pick up anything. In the meantime, on the back end of things, Dan uses the cheese. You're gonna be able to get a double kill. Gonna be able to see Shadow Fiend going to get picked off with the puck and the last hit, and that's gonna be GG for sure. Rex go down left and right, no buybacks. And that is gonna be tier 3. It's number 3 going down as well. Following suit of the other tier 3s that were there. Ranged racks, melee racks, it all goes down. Ranged racks on the top lane getting taken down by the creeps. And that can be considered as mega creeps. And mega creeps in this case can be considered as a GG. Very even game for a very long time, but invasion in the end, we're gonna be pulling out ahead by pure control of the fights. And Fishballl not getting their combination. And I mean, they had got this combination idea, but it just didn't get it off. But we are going to be seeing an invasion once again for the second time today. Going to be up against MUFC, the team that dropped them down to the losers bracket to begin with. And we're going to be seeing invasion up against MUFC right after this. And after that, it's going to be the game of the winner of that one versus Orange in the grand finals. So stick around. If you want to support me, check out my website SheeverGaming.com. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have more Dota 2 coming up for your entertainment value. This was, by the way, the first 1 hour game that we had all day. Not the most exciting one, unfortunately, but still a pretty nice one, a very even one. I mean, I shouldn't complain. At one time there is like very much action, but very one-sided. The other time not as much action, but very even. You know, can't have it all. Anyway, let's jump ourselves out of this game and go get ourselves another game. Don't go anywhere.